Welcome to the deep dive. So, we are jumping into a topic today that I think causes genuine physical stress for millions of
Well,
people.
for sure.
It's that massive goal, paying off $20,000 of debt. And that number, 20,000, it just feels so big. It kind of gives you that chest tightening feeling, you know? It just leaves you paralyzed.
It does. It feels completely impossible. But our mission today is to really cut through that panic and deliver absolute clarity.
Okay.
We are trading that vague goal of, I should pay off debt for a really rigorous, actionable strategy. It's all about speed and momentum, not perfection.
Right.
We're going to deliver the exact 10-step blueprint to erase that debt and help you go from zero to hero in your money journey, all in the next 6 months.
And that 6-month window is so key, isn't it? We're not talking about a life sentence here.
Not at all. It's a focused, high-intensity sprint.
So before we even get to the spreadsheet, where do we start?
We start with the fuel. Before we crunch a single number, we have to talk about why this matters.
Mindset.
Exactly. I mean, debt is toxic. It costs you money, obviously. But what's worse is that it steals your peace. It steals your freedom. It's like this invisible anchor on every decision you make.
Yeah, and that's why the 6-month push is so important, I think. That speed, it builds momentum.
It builds self-efficacy. It proves beyond a doubt that you can do these incredibly hard things. And that permanently shifts how you see yourself with money.
So it's not just about the money, it's about identity.
The foundation here isn't the math, it's the why. You have to define why you're doing this right now. Why do you want this debt gone this year?
Is it for security or a down payment?
Maybe it's just to stop fighting with your spouse about money. Whatever it is, hold on to that answer. That is the fuel that will get you through when you really want to order takeout.
Okay, fuel established. Now let's get into the cold, hard reality of the plan.
All right. Step one is non-negotiable. Clarity is power. You absolutely cannot attack debt until you know what you're dealing with.
You have to identify the enemy.
Precisely. You need a surgical level of detail. So grab a piece of paper and you're going to write down 3 things for every single debt.
Okay.
Number 1, the exact current balance to the penny.
Yeah.
Number 2, the interest rate. This is so crucial. And number 3, the minimum monthly payment.
And if that $20,000 is spread out, you do this for each one.
Every single one. Don't aggregate them. Itemize.
Got it. So once we have that clarity, step 2 is confronting the math.
Confronting the goal. And yeah, paying off $20,000 in 6 months is aggressive. It requires a very specific, non-negotiable financial commitment.
What's the number?
If you take interest out of it for a second, the base number is $3,333 per month.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. Let me stop you right there. $3,333.
I know.
Because I know what everyone listening just did. They shook their head. They thought, wait a minute, if I had an extra $3,300 a month, I wouldn't have the debt.
Of course. That panic is completely understandable. But that is precisely why this whole plan requires a complete paradigm shift.
So it's not about just finding the money.
No, you're not going to find it. This is about leveraging 2 equally powerful and temporary strategies.
Yeah.
Drastically trimming your expenses, A&D, significantly boosting your income.
So cutting and earning.
Yes. You meet the budget of a minimalist, combined with the hustle of an entrepreneur. Just for 6 months.
Here's where it gets really interesting then, because this is the core engine of the whole plan.
It is.
Step 3 is the budget cut. Finding $500 to $1,500 to cut immediately.
And we call this temporary hustle mode. This isn't forever, which is what gives you the mental permission to be ruthless.
So what are some of those quick cuts?
Well, you start with the easy stuff, Cancel every single unused subscription. Pause eating out entirely. That one alone is huge for most families.
And groceries, I imagine.
Oh, get surgical on your grocery budget. Most families waste like 10 to 15% of their food.
Yeah.
Meal planning and actually using leftovers can save you a couple $100 a month. Easy.
But that's not going to get you to $1,500, right? For that, you need some bigger levers.
Absolutely not. To hit the high end, you need bigger decisions. Review your insurance. Auto. Home. Can you temporarily raise your deductible to save on the premium?
What about kids' stuff? That's always expensive.
Right. Pause all non-essential activities for kids. The high-cost sports, the art classes, just for 6 months. And if you're a 2-car household and can manage with one, selling that second car is like a financial cheat code.
That's a brave decision.
It is, but it instantly eliminates the payment, the gas, the insurance. That's massive instant savings.
My challenge to you listening right now is to find one cut you can make this week. Something that you know deep down hurts less than the debt does.
Exactly. Okay, now let's move to step 4. boosting your income.
Because cutting alone is rarely enough for this kind of speed.
Very few people do it just by cutting. They must temporarily increase what they're earning.
Okay, so what's the income goal we're shooting for?
To balance out the math, you need to bring in an extra $1,500 to $2,500 per month.
Wow, okay. That still sounds like a massive ask. How do you break down generating an extra $2,500 a month? That's over $600 a week.
It requires focused effort, but it's doable because it's temporary. Think in terms of revenue streams, not one single side job.
So like multiple things.
Yes. Look at fast start ideas, weekend gig work, maybe driving or delivery apps, but specifically during surge hours, online freelancing. If you have admin skills, writing skills, you can find projects paying $25 to $40 an hour.
And what about selling things? That's a quick cash injection.
Absolutely. The 2,500 target often needs that immediate cash. Go through your house, find quality items you haven't used in 6 months, and sell them aggressively.
Furniture, old electronics.
Sporting equipment, hobby collections. Treat that like a one-time bonus that gets the momentum going. Then you rely on the consistent weekend work, and all that money goes straight to the debt.
So once you've done the cutting and the boosting, step 5 is building the bare bones budget. This is your wartime manifesto.
It is. It's surgical and non-emotional. It only includes essentials. Housing, utilities, transportation to work, groceries, insurance, and the kids' needs. That's it.
No line item for entertainment.
None. No clothing, no non-essential travel. But there's one really important line item you have to add.
Which is?
The line item called extra debt payoff. This is where that $3,333 lives. You budget for it like it's your rent.
That keeps the focus.
It ensures every single dollar you cut or earn goes right to the target. Otherwise, it just, bleeds away.
So now we have the capital. We need the plan for deployment. Step 6 is how you actually attack the debt.
Right. And the source material recommends the debt snowball method, especially if your $20,000 is made up of a few smaller debts.
And that works on psychology, right? Not math.
Purely psychology. You list your debts smallest to largest, you ignore the interest rates, pay the minimums on everything but the smallest one, and you throw every extra dollar at that.
And when it's on,
boom, that quick win. You roll that entire payment amount onto the next smallest, and you get this feeling of momentum. So it keeps you going.
Wait, okay, but since we had people list the interest rates back in step 1, shouldn't we talk about the debt avalanche?
Very important question.
I mean, if someone has a high-interest credit card, choosing the snowball could actually cost them hundreds in extra interest. Is that psychological boost worth the cash?
You're raising the critical point, and this is where the nuance comes in. Mathematically, the avalanche attacking the highest interest rate first is always better. It saves you money.
Always.
Always. But for people who struggle with financial discipline, studies show the immediate satisfaction of the snowball just works better. It keeps them in the game. So my advice is this. If you're highly analytical and disciplined, use the avalanche. Save the money. If you get discouraged easily, use the snowball.
So the best method is the one you'll actually stick with.
100%.
And what if the $20,000 is just one big loan? How do you get that psychological win?
You manufacture it. You break the $20,000 into, say, $2,000 milestones.
Yeah.
And you treat paying off each milestone like you just paid off an entire credit card.
I like that.
Yeah.
So step 7 is about consistency, the rhythm. Automate weekly payments.
Yes. You set an automatic payment for that $770 amount every single Friday.
Why weekly instead of one big monthly payment?
Well, 3 reasons. First, it actually reduces the amount of interest that accrues over the month. Second, it enforces consistency. The money is gone before you can spend it.
And
third, mentally, $770 feels a lot less scary than $3,333.
Yeah.
You just get into the rhythm, and the rhythm keeps you on track.
Okay, so steps 8 and 9, tracking progress and celebrating milestones. This is the positive feedback loop.
The psychological impact of visually tracking progress is huge. Print out a chart with those milestones we talked about. Color in each square as you hit it. The progress you see becomes the progress you keep making.
It turns this huge invisible goal into a simple game.
It really does. And then, step 9, you have to reward that progress. Every time you knock out $2,000, you choose a small, budget-friendly reward.
And we're not talking about blowing the budget here.
No, of course not. We're talking a dedicated family movie night with some popcorn you wouldn't normally buy or a special coffee treat, something small. That celebration builds discipline because it reminds your brain the sacrifice has a tangible benefit.
That makes a lot of sense. So we're at the final step, step 10. protecting the progress.
This is so vital. Debt payoff is the beginning, not the end. The question is, once that debt is gone, what happens next?
Right, because that huge payment, that $3,300 you were dedicating, it doesn't just disappear from your budget.
Exactly. That's now your wealth building tool. You immediately redirect it. First, you finish building a solid emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses. Then you start building something called sinking funds.
Could you clarify that? What exactly is a sinking fund? How is it different from just, a savings account?
A sinking fund is a savings account for a specific, known future expense. It's not your emergency fund. It's for things like car registration, holiday spending, or that new roof you know you'll need in 3 years.
So it's for predictable expenses.
Predictable but irregular. By putting money aside monthly for these things, you make sure you never have to go back into debt when that bill inevitably shows up. It's like armor against future financial surprises.
So to make this whole plan feel real, let's talk about the example story from the source. This family of 5 who did this exact challenge.
Right. They realized very quickly they couldn't just cut their way to $3,300 a month. They made aggressive cuts, sure. They eliminated about $800 from their budget.
Paused the gym, canceled cable, 0 restaurants.
All of it. But the real game changer was the income. The mother used her admin skills for $1,200 a month in weekend virtual assistant work. And the father sold a hobby car he rarely drove for a quick $5,000 injection.
Which lowered that monthly burden right away.
Right. Then they just committed to that weekly automation. $770 every Friday. Use the visual tracker.
And 6 months later,
Gone. $20,000 gone.
yeah.
And that $3,300 monthly payment immediately became their investment fund. They just treated the whole thing like a 6-month training camp. Intense, painful, but temporary.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now?
It means that big goals require brave decisions, but they also just require simple steps done over and over again. This plan works because it gives you the math, it gives you the mindset, and it gives you the momentum.
You don't need to be perfect over these 6 months. You just need discipline, a clear plan, and a willingness to hustle for a little while. You've got this.
You really do.
And if you want more of this, more practical budgeting tips, fast debt payoff strategies, and simple money hacks you can use every week, be sure to subscribe to The Deep Dive. We'll give you fresh, actionable advice to help you stay motivated and make real progress on your money goals.